Hey, you talk about the chip on the shoulder. Chris Broussard of Undisputed decided to, throw a little bit of the chip on the shoulder for them at this point. Let's hear what he had to say on why he doesn't think that the Browns should be in that top tier.
Cleveland is the question mark. We haven't seen them do it. They're the one team in this tier that doesn't have a tier 1 quarterback, right? Baker was different with OBJ. I think he'll be able to play well with OBJ this year.
He will now.
But that offense only averaged 25 points a game last year. That was middle of the pack. That offense only scored 10 points against Houston. And they had 22 points against Philadelphia. They had several other games where they didn't, 16 points against the New York Jets. And this was late in the season when they were clicking. All right, so while I like Cleveland, they're my pick in that division slightly over Baltimore. But I would like to exchange them in this tier for Tennessee.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, no. And to take away from middling. Like, I understand the 25 points a game. I get that. But if you take from that Tennessee Titans game, again, the offense that he said was, phenomenal and should be up there for the Browns instead, you take those final 7 games, including the playoffs, they averaged just shy of 30 points a game. And that Jets game that he brought up, they had 4 guys that they literally pulled off the street the day before. And so if you take that out there, they averaged 32 points a game. So, Camryn, I listen to what he says. I understand what he's getting at, but I'm just not buying it. I'm just not buying it with this offense.
Like he said, I get the point that he's trying to make, and I get where you might want to put them a little bit lower if you're looking on the outside. But I think his point kind of got lost when he tried to substitute it with the Tennessee Titans. Not really sure how that one plays out there. Look, you've got the Browns, and they had to gel last year, and once they were on, they were on. But if you're looking at the talent and you're looking at what they're potentially able to do, you have to look at the Browns roster, and you have to look at the talent on board. You got the wide receiver room with Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., who has rehabbed like crazy to get back to show that he is still an elite presence in the wide receiver room. But then you also have these guys fighting out for wide receiver 3. You've got Donovan Peoples-Jones on your roster. You've got Kadero Hodge on your roster, who has been clutch for the Browns. And you've got these new guys like Anthony Schwartz, who's a burner out there, and he'll just beat you every single time. So that wide receiver room is stacked with talent. And then you've got the best backfield in the NFL in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And that's just unbelievable. When you're looking at the other teams across the league, and you think that you've got Nick Chubb, you've got 2 of the top possibly 5 running backs in the league on the same team, the same backfield, and then supplement that with another wide receiver running back duo in Demetric Felton, who has been great at camp and has a lot of potential here. And so there you go. There's your offense there. And then you have the tight end group, and you've got Austin Hooper ready to be dominant. He wasn't happy with his performance last season, but he's ready to show up here. David Njoku looking to have a big season. You've got all of these guys and all of this talent and all of these different offensive position groups. And the most important thing is that offensive line is so strong and all returning. You've got Joel Bitonio, Jack Conklin, J.C. Treader. You've got Wyatt Teller, who is a top guard who showed up and showed out last year. And then you've got Jedrick Wills, who impressed his rookie year, had a bigger year than anyone I think probably thought that he could. And now he's ready to go again. He's ready for a second year. And then you've got the guys coming in like Nick Harris. And so that offensive line is so strong. There's so much talent across that offensive board, and then to insult Baker Mayfield and say that he is not a tier 1 quarterback, I think that's kind of giving him a discredit. You've got to wait until you see this year. He's due for this big extension. He did great last season under the circumstances too of going through all of these different coaches. So the challenge for him now is this year, and I think you can't make that assessment until this year. This is the year that you really get to see Baker Mayfield shine. He had to prove himself last year, and now he has to solidify that this year with Kevin Stefanski returning, the same offense, the same offensive weapons. And so before that happens, I think it's very strange to be so down on them and so down on him and to discredit the entire offense and the incredible talent that is across the roster on the offense. It's a strange take, in my opinion, but, let Chris have whatever opinion he has. we're not out here to judge. That's his opinion, and he can hold it. But I don't agree with it.
Right. And you know what? You're absolutely right. He can have an opinion. It might be a wrong one, but it's okay to have one. Everybody has one. So